Hey y'all, I'm Heather and welcome to my channel, The Debt Free Quilter, and I'm bored again. Yep, I'm bored again. So I figured, since I was playing with Orphan Blocks, my old ice cream tub, I thought, let's dump it out and see what all I have in here. Want to go down memory lane with me? And let's see what we can turn smaller units into bigger units. Let's see what we can come up with. Ready, set, go. Let's see what we're gonna get here. I'm gonna pull these little ones out and put them over here so they don't go flying. And now I'm gonna flip it over. So maybe if I move some of these bigger ones that are actually complete blocks into a different bin, like this one, I will have more room for these little ones. So let's see what all's in here. These two were test blocks from the All Roads quilts that I made for my mom and for my dad. I did one that was coffee, and I did one that was flowers and chickens for my mom. Let's see what else do we got here. We have the Disappearing 4 patch. This is one of the first quilts I did on the channel. Still have this unused block. This block was a gift. My friends got together and made a bunch of Halloween quilts when I was pregnant with my now toddler minion. And so I've got a couple of those blocks here. 4 Halloween quilts. And I got some bonus blocks, and this is just a piece of yellow. It still counts. A single piece of fabric can be a block. Ask any 10.5-inch square. Let's see what else we got. We got this one that needs a press. This is a foundation paper piece block that I found for free online. I do not remember where I found it, but I found it. It's a little bit smaller, and like I said, it needs a press, so I'm gonna set it there. Here's another version of that block. As you can see, I apparently have trouble making those ends match, or those match. Oh look, 9 patch. Memory lane. This one, some of y'all might remember a company in Edmonton, Alberta called Sparrow's Quilting, if I remember right, with Brady and her husband and their kids. And I actually won a kit for this block, this kit right here, on Facebook shortly after I actually started quilting. I think it was 2019. Okay, this is 1/4 of a Hunter's Star block. This was a test block. Let's see, once again, that's a little bit smaller so it can sit there. Here we are, half square triangles. So many half square triangles, because I did a half square triangle quilt on the channel too that had 3 colors and a black background. Oh, that's bigger than that, isn't it? trying to organize these by size. This has turned into a wonky 9-patch because it was not acting right. Now I know y'all recognize this. This is some Boundless Batiks left over from the second quilt I ever made. And that was a Monique Jacobs pattern called Twinkling Stars. And I actually did make it in this colorway, purple and teal. I still have it. Until recently, it has resided on my bed. And unfortunately, it finally shrunk to the point where it would have to go down a bed size to actually fit. Now this is one of the blocks that Donna over at Handmade by Ying with Donna did in her 40 blocks, 40 weeks, 50 blocks, 50 weeks, I don't remember. And I decided I would keep this for myself because it is so freaking pretty, and it's going to be my next personal mug rug. More half square triangles from a Halloween quilt. Y'all remember? Playing with directional fabric. So many half square triangles in this. Like I said, just playing with directional fabrics. It was fun. It really was fun. And I still need to have that quilted. I'll get there eventually. Some of these ended up in the Spectacle of Scraps too. Oh my goodness. Oh, then we have wonky stars, you guys. In multiple colorways. Hang on, let me get all of these and then I'll flip them over. Here's all of these in dark star and light background colorway. I think I have almost enough to do another quilt of those. I really overmade, but you know what, that's okay. I am good with that. Here's the rest of those. The light stars, those came out so well. Then we have this one. This was a test block for Gnomester Moon, and it came out a lot smaller than anticipated. Still pretty. Here is a wonky block that will wind up probably as a mug rug or a pot holder, simply because the center is the wrong direction. It's supposed to be pretty side up, not down. Sometimes things just don't work out. More half square triangles. These are a little bit smaller. Christmas half square triangles. Mug rugs, that would be nice. And I have this one. I think this was one of the Halloween blocks that I was sent as well for those 4 quilts. It's a little smaller. It can go over here. I'll try to put these in my box over here by size. Oh, these. These are some of my favorites. These were foundation paper pieced. This is white on white and black and gold. And I have more of the papers. I'm not going to pretend I'm going to have more of the fabric because I'm not. I don't remember where I got that fabric. Could have been from So-Ya. Let's see. Here are leftover bits from my Quilt of Valor. More leftover bits from my Quilt of Valor. Always make extra blocks, guys. You never know where they will come in handy. More tiny leftover bits from my Quilt of Valor. These were the cut-offs from the end of the strip units. And these were leftover bits from the Quilting 101 4-patch that I just did, that I'm getting ready to actually send off to Donna over at Handmade by Ying with Donna. Let's see. Anybody remember Gifts in a Hurry? I have some leftover bits and bobs from that as well. These were test pieces for, I do not know if y'all remember, these were from the Sugary Dew Bernina Sew Along. Don't ask me what year it was, I genuinely don't remember. These were test pieces for that. And it was these bits right here that said, I'm fully paper piecing this. I am rolling my pieces. I'm making one extremely long strip. I'm not doing this madness with extra seams. And I did. And I hope whoever has that quilt loves it. Another very wonky 9-patch. And some more just little bits and bobs and strip piecing. Oh, this one's a cute one. That one is actually a triangle. And more triangles. And more triangles. I don't remember where this one came from. Probably something I was just testing out. Another strip piece unit. And some more. These are quarter score triangles. I don't remember what they were for. And a few more. They were for border for something. Oh wait, I've got some stuff that's not pieced here. This doesn't go here. I'll have to find another scrap bin for that one. Some more strip sets. Some random thing. These are leftover pieces from the Monique Dillard quilt I was talking about earlier. I think these were test pieces for that. Oh, look. A random half of a quarter square triangle. Halloween. Some other random test piece. Leftover bits from a Fort Worth Fabric Studio quilt along. Oh, this one's actually a circle. Circle. Half circles. More circles. More half circles. There is so much fun you can come up with in your scrap bin, you guys. Some more random scrap pieces. Don't get me wrong, I know why this purple's in here, and I know why these pieces are in here. Because I wish I had more of this fabric, and I know I will never see it again. It is a boundless line, and I don't remember the name of it. It's one of the few fabrics I have found with silver instead of gold. See, there's another strip set. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Some true wonky blocks. I love these. These were so fun. More strip blocks. These were really fun to make. And here's one more strip block. Now y'all saw this one last week. My old Tippy Canoe block. This was really fun. Put that over there. And then we have some of my half square triangles. More half square triangles. Like I said, I'm still trying to group these by size. Half square triangles are going to be a thing for a little while, you guys. More and more half square triangle bits and bobs. And then random quarter square triangle bits that are cut-offs from a gift project. I mean, that was fun. Just so many things. Then there's some quarter square triangles in here too. This was another one of the blocks for Donna from her last year-long sew-along. Some wonky hourglass blocks. These didn't turn out too exactly perfect, and that's my fault. And that's okay. Some more bits and bobs from Quilts in a Hurry. I go with the big one over there. And so many more half square triangle blocks in smaller sizes. That was just a wonky little thing I did. 16 patch. More half square triangles. More quarter square triangles. I'm running out of room. Alright. Here's some of the coffee quilt fabric from that one I showed you before with the test block for the All Roads pattern. Then just some more half square triangles, some potato chip pieces, this one's random strip piecing, that one's random strip piecing because they're not the right size for a potato chip block. These, I don't know where these came from. And then more of my boundless. This is just leftover half square triangle bits. So now that I have everything fairly well laid out, I'm going to put my blocks, full blocks, over here in my little bin here. And kind of do them so everybody's gonna lay flat and play nice, at least for the bigger blocks and completed blocks. Let's put it that way. For the completed blocks. Trying to make things fit. Like individual units are just gonna hang out here with me. Completed stuff like this is gonna come sit in here. Got those, that. Wonky 9 patches can go in there. Those. I think I've got enough to make a couple more 9 patches of that. These are just weirdness. Okay. Then I have so much more over here. Just units and units worth of stuff. And at least I have now made some room. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in here. It's really too big for that bucket. And now I will have room to at least store my stuff while I'm figuring out what to do with it. So let's play with it a little bit and see if we can come up with some fun ways to put these together. There's gotta be something. A good reason to play with your scraps like this is simply to make sure you have a bunch that are the same size, and it will help you identify by size what you can do with what units you have. It can also help you decide if you want to make certain units into a crazy colorful border or individual blocks or a lot of other things. There's a bunch of resources out there on the internet and in quilting books and sewing books that can help you decide on what to make with what units you have available to you. Sometimes it's as simple as moving one block unit to a different place in the block so that it has a cohesive feel. And sometimes you will find that you need to add a smaller individual block unit to finish it out. All right, y'all, so that's going to be it for me today. Just some brainstorming and playing with my Orphan Block bin that desperately needed to be cleaned out. We'll get to the sewing in the next video. Until then, y'all have a great day. Have a great week. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.